We're back in the. We're back. We're back. We gotta get back in the routine.
Where did we go?
We're 3 weeks into Thor: The Dark World, and I've only seen it once. Kind of sucks.
I saw it, and I saw the Shield episode that followed.
Oh yeah, that was
my
actually
favorite.
pretty good. I actually kind of like that.
Yeah, it was really good.
I've had a lot of problems with Shield lately, but I mean that episode was pretty solid. I think I didn't really understand like paganist hate group. I'm like, what?
That's just give the.
I did not know that was a problem in society at all.
I know it is stupid. It's totally
Norse
stupid.
paganist hate groups. First of all, this is spoiler cast, so if you haven't seen the movie, go fucking see it. I am reconsidering my friendship with anybody who actually thought for a second that Loki had actually died.
I thought he died.
Oh my god, we can't be friends. We went through that in the first film.
Well, I didn't see it in theaters. I saw the Avengers first, then I saw Thor.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't have an opinion.
But like,
I know. I'm a sucker sometimes. I'll admit it. It's just I don't know.
Like, it's just friend next to me, she's like, oh my god. And I'm like, he's not really dead. You know that, right? He's not really dead.
I was just like, there's no way they're killing him. He's way too fucking popular.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right.
It's like, I had before the movie came out, like months before, everyone was freaking out because they said a character was going to die. And the people who did the research actually and didn't just start freaking out the second they heard it, because they were like, oh my god, it's probably Loki, and all the Loki fangirls were flipping their shit and losing it. But then the calm people were like, look, it's Thor's mom. Thor's mom is going to die. Loki's gonna be fine. There's only one person that's gonna die, and it's Thor's mom. And I mean, like, that was sad and stuff, but I mean, that was the only death I knew was gonna happen. The major.
Well, would we say that Odin is dead too? I mean, technically, we didn't see it, but like, he's gone, you know.
That was actually the only thing in the movie that like really caught me off guard. I'm like, whoa. But then I thought about it afterwards. I'm like, wait a second. Do you like? And I told my best friend, I'm like, do you really think like Odin would have said that stuff to Thor? Like, oh, you're completely forgiven. You're mature enough to be a king. It's okay. I don't mind at all that you went on your own plans and went on a rampage. Just like in the first movie, I was mad at you then, but now you did the exact same thing in this movie, and now I'm not mad at you.
You have a point.
Yeah, like, he would not have said those things, so I was like, oh, that's weird how he's acting. Oh!
Well, I also noticed too, like, now that I'm thinking about it, just the way he was just sitting, he just seemed so like rigid. So you could tell something was a little off.
Yeah.
You know? I don't even think he blinked. Staring at him with his patch.
Well, one criticism I've heard about this movie is that the humor is lame, and I'm like, you can suck a dick. I thought the humor was pretty cool. I like that Marvel kind of knows now, after, the Iron Man movies, which have a lot of humor in it, and the Avengers, which had a lot of humor in it. I guess now they were like, okay, people kind of like the humor. It's okay to put humor in a superhero movie. We don't have to be like Nolan. So, let's put humor in our superhero movie. I think it's fresh, compared to the other Marvel movies that aren't Iron Man, because I expect like the snarky Tony Stark humor from Iron Man, and but I mean the others, like the first Thor movie and the other ones, are either like really dumb or they're kind of like dramatic. And I mean, I kind of expected it from the first Thor because it was done by Brana, so it's gonna be a little dramatic. So.
Oh yeah.
But I actually like the humor, and I love, like, people are giving Kat Dennings shit, and I don't know why, because Kat Dennings is a queen, and I love her.
I love her too.
Wait, who? I'm sorry, what?
Kat Dennings. Darcy.
Oh, yes. No, she was okay. I mean, No, I agree with some people. Like, yeah, the humor was good, but yeah, at the same time, some of the humor was a little annoying. Like, I don't know, the whole thing with Stellan Skarsgård was kind of like, I don't know, it was a little too silly for me.
I
It's just
just
like,
it made
like
me
your
think
tester
back
like messed
to
up my brain.
it made
I'm the only
me
one that it's affected, so
it
really,
made me
but
think back to an interview that Alex Skarsgård did, talking about his dad and about how since they lived in Sweden, like the social norms there are a little bit different. So like he always saw his dad naked. Like Alex Skarsgård said he didn't see his dad wear a pair of pants till he was like 12. And it just made me think back to that interview, and I'm like, well, he's Swedish, so they're just naked riding on polar bears over there.
oh god, now I have Alex Skarsgård
My mom,
naked.
to
Naked. You've lost me. I'm gonna be drooling now for like
my
naked.
to
Oh
deflect
god.
from the Thor topic real quick, my mom is actually binge watching True Blood right now. She's living in the HBO on demand menu. So she binge watched all 4 seasons of Eastbound and Down like in one night, and then she's watching True Blood right now. I think she's only on the second season. And
Wow.
it's been a couple days, but she's on the second season. She's going a little slower than me with Game of Thrones, but
Naked Alex.
yes,
Sorry.
Naked Alex and Naked Stellan, which I thought was funny. I don't know. I find Stellan Skarsgård extremely funny, so.
Funny yes, hot no.
Alex does not get his. Oh, I mean, maybe he was good looking. Maybe he was hot, like in his 20s or something. I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know.
What else did? What's something y'all didn't like about the movie?
I thought the beginning was a little slow, and honestly, the way they like threw Frigga in the fridge, so to speak, just to kill her off to give Loki and Thor a common motivation was kind of like,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
That kind of annoyed me. And I thought that friggin' Jane Foster was really boring.
I thought she was better than she was in the first film. I mean,
Eh?
I like Natalie Portman a lot. I think she's a really great actress.
She is, but like her character, like doesn't really. It's like it went from her character literally did nothing to her character sort of did something, but she still was flat.
Well, I mean, it was
Pretty
kind
much
of.
like a Deus Ex Machina.
It was her and, I mean, Selvig that came up with the idea to use those, like, thingies to throw at the thing, you know, at the end. I don't even fucking know what those things were, I forgot. But I like that she's, like...
Movie, she was just kind of there.
I mean, even if she is boring, I mean, I like that she's smart and not, like, stupid.
Well, yeah.
Like, I like that she's intellectual. I like intellectual... I'd rather have intellectual boring love interest than dumb boring love interest.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good point. What did I like least about it? I mean, there were some things, like, it kind of felt like a mix of, I don't know, like, I'm remembering the bum review, and, like, he did make some good points that I sort of agreed with. Like, it was sort of like a weird mixture of, like, Lord of the Rings stuff, but also Star Wars, because there were, like, lasers and spaceships and stuff. It's like, it's just, I mean, and that's not a bad thing, but it's just, it's so interesting. It's like a combo of sci-fi and fantasy.
Yeah.
But, I really don't know where I'm going with this. I don't know. I mean, I guess the thing I didn't like was just, like, yeah, there's a lot of Deus Ex Machina stuff, like her with the ether, which is actually, like, a real thing, but it has nothing to do with that. And that hole that they find, you know.
I thought that was kind of weird, like, because I was thinking about that point in the movie, I was thinking, like, when are they gonna, like, bring back that thing where they dropped stuff and it came back? Like, when are they gonna bring that back? Like, when is that gonna come full circle? And just as I started to think that, that's when it came full circle.
It just felt so weird, though.
I didn't really, I guess it was because they were talking about how, like, the physics of the universe are all fucked up, and so there's, like, a portal with the...
Yeah.
Some about, like,
That's
the
how the belt
physics
type
of
got
the
in.
universe are fucked up, so you could basically do anything you want.
Yeah, they got the belt knife through, and now he's running around causing chaos.
That
I hope
was
he
cool, yeah.
I hope he's in the next one, just like in the background, destroying things.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of next one, what do you guys think of that? Tell me you guys stuck around for the end.
Oh yeah.
I did. Yeah.
Like both endings, because they had.
Yeah, that Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, what do you guys think? I've never seen Guillermo del Toro as a blonde before.
Yeah.
Benicio del Toro.
Benicio del Toro, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think, because I don't really know a whole lot about Guardians. I know there's the raccoon guy, and I know Zoe Saldana's gonna be in it. And that's, like, all I know, really. I actually kind of want to distance myself, because I don't want to compare it to any sort of comic relations or anything like that. I just kind of want to see it as a film and see how it does. I think it'll be pretty cool, though. I think people are going to compare it to the Avengers, and I don't think it's going to be better than the Avengers, but, I mean, people are definitely going to compare the two.
Well, yeah. They're going to compare that to, everything. But, I think I know where the story's going, like, when they were going to see him. Like, my boyfriend, he had this comic. What do they call it? It's like a bunch of comics that they put together to make, like, one big comic. I forget what it's called.
Graphic novel?
Yeah, I guess you could call it that. Of, like, the Infinity Gauntlet. I don't know if you guys you've heard of that, or?
Yeah, I heard of that only because I watched a video that, like, kind of explained some of the after-credit scenes of some of the Marvel movies, and they kept mentioning that, and they mentioned it with Thanos and stuff like that. It has to do something to do with Thanos, I think.
Yeah, that's what I read about. He finds this glove, the power glove of doom, where it's like he finds these 6 gems, and together he can, like, literally do whatever he wants. Like, the universe is just his. Like, he can control space, time, dimensions, like, everything. And so, like, in this graphic novel, I guess, it's kind of a downer, because it's just, like, all the remaining superheroes that are left have to stop him. And since he's so powerful, a lot of them die or are eliminated. And it's like, I don't know, these higher beings sort of send these superheroes off to their doom. And it's kind of a bummer. But, like, I mean, eventually it gets all worked out, obviously. But I think I don't know, my boyfriend and I were speculating that, like, maybe that's where they're going with, like, that thing at the end with Benicio del Toro. So that, like, maybe the Tesseract is one of the gems, even though that's
what I heard. That's a theory I heard, that the Tesseract has something to do with that. Yeah.
So, I mean, it might be. I don't know. And if they really go with the Infinity Gauntlet thing, like, I kind of hope it's not as bleak and cliche as it was in the book.
I think they're gonna definitely try to make it like a movie blockbuster kind of plot that, it has, the heroes succeeding and stuff like that. I think, the comics, usually with comics, they tend to be more of a downer, because...
They are, like...
Because especially today, there's less of a mainstream audience for comic books, so it's like... But with a more mainstream audience, typical moviegoers that will go see summer blockbusters, they want, like, a huge epic story with not really any downers. Unless it's, like, supposed to be, like, a drama, like Gravity or something, I don't know, but...
Like Watchmen, I guess.
Or Watchmen, yeah.
But I really am wondering what they're gonna do, because, like... I mean, yeah, I guess this is a spoiler. Like, at one point... like, most, if not all, the superheroes are gone.
Yeah.
Like, they've defeated, and it's just, like, the higher entities being, like,
Like, I don't even...
I'm afraid, we should do something!
Like, I don't think they'd ever make a movie of, like, the death of Superman. I don't think they would really ever, like, make a huge blockbuster, like... Chris Nolan directed Death of Superman, because no one wants to see Superman die. No one wants to see the good guy, like, die. If you had, like, Iron Man and Thor and Captain America just die, like, all the little kids would be like, no!
Collective, no!
Exactly, yeah. No one, like, it's less marketable to have all your heroes die.
Obviously.
And
now you can't make more movies.
Yeah.
Well, I am curious to see where they're gonna go with it.
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, even though I know next to nothing about Guardians, I'm still excited to see it. I might go see Cap too. Probably.
I'm gonna go see Cap too.
Yeah. I still have to see all of the first one because I haven't watched it all the way through. I've only seen
Who else
like
loved
the first
his
half.
cameo in this movie?
Huh?
I did.
Oh my god, that
was
made the entire
awesome.
theater exploded when that happened. I
Really?
couldn't even hear what he said because everybody exploded.
I want to talk about America and the freedom, and he just grabs them. I loved that. That was like my favorite part.
So many Thorky moments in this movie, by the way.
Oh yeah, I bet shippers were very.
Oh my god, I was so happy.
I bet.
My best friend was just looking at me like, oh, stop. And I'm like, no, but it was so good. We were like touching each other's faces a lot, and I was really happy. It was really great. Everyone keeps talking about Tom, but I'm like, Chris, though. He was great. He's all.
I love how it's like 10 minutes in and they get him shirtless. It's like, oh.
That was great. That was like the only fan service shot in the entire movie.
Oh my god, I saw that. My boyfriend was just like, what was the point of that? I'm like,
There
oh,
was no
there was a point.
And
He
I
was like, that
loved
was
it.
totally useless. And I'm just like, no, just don't see.
I loved that there was no point to that at all.
Was it? It was great.
That was the great top 5 best scenes in that movie. That was it. Only for the fact that there was no, like, it went nowhere. There was no point to it. If you had cut that out of the movie, nobody would have noticed.
The
It's
girls
maybe
would have
me
noticed.
because saw it in the trailer, and then if I came out of that movie, I would have been like, where was that shirtless scene that he was supposed to be in that I saw in the trailer? I was promised that. Like, I would have been the only person that would have noticed.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but that was the great.
Loki better get a scene like that in the next movie, or I'll be
That would be
pissed.
pretty cool. Tom would have to, like, bulk up, though.
Oh, I'm okay with that.
Oh my god. Oh, I'm the only, like, I love that scene where, like, Thor goes to see him, and it was right after Frigga died,
Yeah.
and he was going to see him to talk to him about whatever, and I'm like, oh, isn't this scene where he's supposed to be all scraggly and stuff, and then Thor's like, you know, you can cut the illusion, and then, like, and you see him, and I'm like, oh, my heart.
I know, that was so intense. He had, like,
That actually made me go,
all
oh. Like, just an audible, like,
I think I heard somebody behind me in the theater go, aw.
it was sad.
It was.
Like, oh, you're bleeding, let me just put a Band-Aid on that.
I know, his poor feet, he just looked all sad. I wanted to give him a hug and a few more things, you know.
And now everyone's like, Academy Award for Tom Hiddleston. I'm like, they don't give Academy Awards for Marvel movies.
What? He wasn't that great.
It was great, though. Everyone's like, all the critics I've seen are like, if you go and see this movie, just go see it for Tom Hiddleston. And I'm like, he's getting the attention he deserves, but Chris Hemsworth as well is amazing. I'm the only one who mainly saw him for, like, both. I kind of wish Zach Levi got more lines. Because they went through the trouble of recasting that character of Fandral, and they got such a famous actor, and he had like 5 lines. That kind of pissed me off a little bit. Like, they went through all the trouble to get such a good actor, and then here I am, I'm gonna swing on this rope, bye. Kind of sucks.
I'm sorry, my dog won't stop making noises. What are you talking about? He's just, ugh.
God, what else was good? It was a good movie. I liked it. I have this huge bias, though, so don't listen to me.
I liked it. I mean, it wasn't like, you know, the best movie ever. Like, it had its, you know, holes and stuff, quite literally.
Yeah.
But, it was fine for what it was. I liked it much more than the first one.
I mean, I enjoy the first one. I feel
I like
like
the first one a lot.
I feel like there's a lot more like atmosphere to this one. I liked seeing Asgard. I liked all the flying scenes. That was really,
I always liked seeing Asgard.
I liked seeing all that stuff. You know, I thought that was really rad. And I liked seeing, I told Fran, I said, if you want to see London get, like, fucking wrecked, go see that movie. London gets trashed.
Well, that's I don't know. I feel like London's probably been wrecked in other movies.
Yeah, but it's like this year, if you want to see London get wrecked. What
Now there's a Belch Snipe running around London wrecking shit. Better tell Fran.
What trailers did you guys get?
I saw Captain America, and I don't remember, because I came in when, like,
I saw that
they'd already started.
You know what? Everyone got Captain America. I didn't get Captain America.
They gave us so many trailers. It was, like, disgusting. It was, like, 10, 15 minutes of trailers. And we were late, too.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, it kept I was getting really disgusted at that point.
You got like 4. I can't remember. It was, like, one of them was, like, a Vince Vaughn movie, and I'm like, ugh.
Oh, yeah, that was one of them.
One of them was a Kevin Hart movie, and I'm like, Like, they were all comedies, and I'm like,
I know. It was kind of funny. And they're probably all in January, right? If I had to guess.
I didn't get Captain America, which sucked. I really wanted to see that one, but for some reason they didn't put it in. I don't know.
It's probably on YouTube.
Yeah, I know. I've seen it, but like I don't know why they took a Marvel movie and they just released the trailer for the next Marvel movie, but they wouldn't put it in the previews for the current Marvel movie.
Well, maybe they figured Captain America gets enough screen time in this one.
Yeah. If you go see that movie for any reason, just go for that cameo. I don't know. You know what? I don't know how they kept it under wraps. Like, that he...
Not even. That whole scene was hilarious.
Oh my god, that was the best.
Changing everything. Yeah, I know, he changed Thor. I loved it.
I had a moment when Thor changed into Sif, and I just could not even deal with that.
Sif had like a deep voice.
Oh my god, that was the greatest scene in that film. Top five favorite scenes are like that one, the shirtless scene.
Yes.
The very end. The whole Loki pretending to get mad at Thor and pretending to cut his hand off and pretending to give Jane over. That was awesome.
Yeah.
And what's another one? Probably something with Kat Dennings. I don't know.
Oh, I would say the reveal that Odin, wasn't Odin.
Yeah, that's what I said at the very end.
Oh.
I
don't know what you meant, because there's like 3 endings.
You know what? I also really liked the funeral. I liked that too. It was very Game of Thrones Viking kind of thing, which isn't surprising because Alan Taylor. But I told my friend, I said, like they did that exact same scene in Game of Thrones.
No, Heather, I have to agree with you earlier about what you said, that like it feels like they really only killed Fricka off because like to bring them together close together. I mean, I don't know if that happened in the comic or not. It probably did, but it just felt like a ploy.
Yeah, I was kind of annoyed because they're like, they developed her more than they did in the first movie for like 5 minutes, and then boom, dead.
I knew I was going to get hurt once Odin was like talking, like actually like telling her how much he loved her, and like I'm like, this is gonna hurt, isn't it? Like, I actually felt bad for Odin for once, because he's kind of a shitty dad. In the beginning of the first movie, when they're kids, he's like, you guys were both raised and born to be kings. And then in this movie, he's like, Loki, you were born to die. Like,
I know!
What a shitty dad.
Well, I think it's been well established Odin's not Father of the Year.
Yeah, he's not Father of the Year. If Loki had actually killed him, like, I wouldn't have minded. I'm like, you kind of deserved it. I would be mad too.
I wouldn't be surprised if, like, we see it in the third movie. Like, he probably killed Odin and took his place, and we're probably going to see how that happened.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I don't even know if Odin had, like, if he's, like, actually dead. I don't even know. Like, comics, I need to research comics. Did he die in the comics? I don't know.
I don't know.
I do.
Anybody out there know? Any of our listeners?
Yeah, I do like. Another reason I kind of like this movie better, other than the atmosphere, is like Thor's character in general, because he, even Chris Hemsworth says like in the first movie we dealt with a Thor that was like really arrogant and dumb. And in this one, he's like way more intelligent. He's way more mature, and
way more hot.
Yeah, way more hot. Yeah, way more hot.
Yeah.
Actually, in the first film, like, he looked kind of weird in some places because they also dyed his eyebrows really, really light.
They did? Ew.
I didn't notice.
Yeah, in the first film, like, they kind of dyed his eyebrows the same weird light color as his hair. So in some scenes, it looked like really weird, like the contrast of his skin color and his eyebrows.
You know what? You're right. I'm remembering, like, in the early... Yeah, they were kind of weird.
Yeah. But in this one, I think they darkened his hair a little bit, I think. And
Ooh, Thor's got, like, dark highlights now.
Yeah. I don't know if they dyed his eyebrows. It doesn't really look like they did as much, but in, like, the first one, they really did. So yeah, in the second one, he's hotter. Also, his hair, I love the little, like, ponytail thing, like, little thingy in the back.
Did anybody else think if I might change the subject, did anybody else get kind of, like, I don't know, think it was weird that just, like, Dr. Selvig was the only one that really got, like, side effects from the Tesseract?
Well, I mean, who else was affected? Oh, I mean, Hawkeye was.
Hawkeye.
But
Yeah,
Hawkeye
but
was, maybe, I mean, it depends on, you know.
Well, Hawkeye is probably more equipped to deal with
Yeah,
it being...
to be fair, he's like a trained, you know, almost SWAT team-like
yeah.
dude, you know? So, I mean, I could see how Dr. Selvig would be affected, because he's not, from what I've heard, he isn't Hawkeye. Hawkeye, like, goes on, you know, SHIELD missions and kicks ass and, you know, stuff.
He's probably seen some fucked up shit.
Another criticism I'm hearing, and I guess, Heather, you could feel more closer to this, is that, that Chris Eccleston's character did not get enough, like, development, even though he was the villain.
Yeah, a little bit. I thought the scenes he was in were really good. I thought he did really well.
Yeah.
But, yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of, like... There was the opening, which was a little kind of... It was kind of slow. I thought... When the movie opened up, I was like, oh god, this isn't going to be as good as I wanted it to be, and it got better. But it was just kind of like... at the beginning.
Yeah.
And there was just that little beginning bit, and then that was pretty much it for developing any motivation. They were just kind of like, they're evil.
Yeah, basically. They're like, why do we want to... It's like, why do you want to make the world, like, a dark place? Because
we're evil!
Because, you know, no...
I guess it was like, they didn't really explain whether they need the darkness or they just prefer it. Like,
If they're evil, then they need it.
I have no idea, like, why or what. I have no idea.
That's not the important part. The important part was that Thor was shirtless. That was
the important part. That everyone was, like, really hot. It was a movie full of, like, really beautiful people. I forgot what I was talking about.
They're making a third one, right?
Huh?
They're making a third one, I assume, right?
I would assume that they're making a...
Particularly the way that ended. That was so obviously a setup for a third movie.
Yeah. Or just a Loki movie in general. Everyone wants a Loki film.
Yeah, I've seen petitions online, and, like...
Everybody wants one, and they're even asking, like, Tom Hiddleston, like, would you be interested in doing it? And he's like, of course I would. No duh.
I would be all over that.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That would be awesome.
They did see in an interview, he was like, isn't really a Loki without Thor, and vice versa, and I have to agree with that. I don't really see them actually doing a Loki-centric movie.
Tom Hiddleston has said that, like, there really is no Loki without Thor, because they play off each other so well, and I'm like, I actually completely agree with that.
Well, maybe he'll be in it, I don't know.
Yeah.
You never know where these things go.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm just like, I just need them in another movie together, because they're the best.
Well, that'll happen with 5, I mean, why did I say 5? With part 3. I don't know why I just said 5.
God, I wish there were 5 Thor movies.
Yes. Yeah, they could finally get that shipping scene everybody wants.
Yeah,
so
they
badly.
could finally make out like everybody wants them to.
Oh god. I know they're not actually brothers, but I just find that creepy.
I
I
mean,
do
people
too.
keep telling me. People keep telling
Sort of
me.
like the Sam and Dean Winchester shipping. I'm just like,
Yeah.
nope. I mean, technically the reason that we're biologically inclined to not screw our direct relatives is because of the offspring, but it's still creepy, even though, two guys can't make a baby.
Yeah. Well, Loki could.
Loki
Well,
can
yeah.
like change his appearance and stuff. He can be a woman.
Oh,
He
sweet
also-
Jesus.
he-
That means they really could have a baby.
Loki, there was that time Loki turned into a mare and he had his...
He gave birth to an 8-legged horse in the comics.
Yep.
Oh my god, now they really are gonna have a
I
baby.
think that's straight out of Norse mythology.
Apparently in the comics he's like a complete sexual deviant.
Hot.
Like he just wants sex with like a lot of stuff. And and I'm like, wow, I wish that was in the movies. But then they couldn't market it to children.
For kids.
Yeah, really. Thor is such like a... It was like way too like easy not to market it to children. Like they had to. It was like an obligation. They're like, who likes like superheroes? Kids do.
Especially a superhero this simple where all he does is... really, all he does is hit people with a hammer.
I don't even care.
Any toddler can do that.
Yeah. It's like every toddler wants to be Thor. No one really thinks about Loki except for the more mature, like,
Yeah.
ones that are, like, analyzing the film and...
Yeah. I saw the cutest little cosplay of a little kid as Thor, and it was adorable. Like everyone kept stopping him to take his picture, so he kept like getting his hammer and like hitting on the ground, and it was so.
Oh, where was that at?
It was at Kineticon like a few years ago.
Oh.
I'm gonna try and drag up the photo just because it was that con was a whole story in itself, but I'll just say that, like, some of that had the best costumes I'd ever seen. I saw, like, several Lokis. But yeah, just this little Thor kid was so cute. And if I could... Oh, here he is. He was adorable.
We've been talking about Thor for a while, so we can talk about some other stuff that have been going on. Your Doctor Who thing is today.
Day of the Doctor.
Doctor Who.
So excited.
I can't hang out with my friends or anything because they told me that, today's Doctor Who day. I have to watch Doctor Who. And I'm like, I want to go see the Hunger Games. And my best friend's like, no, Doctor Who's today. And I'm like...
Because she has her priorities
Yeah.
straight.
Yeah, you're not cool, Greer.
Damn it,
I'm
Greer.
gonna go over to your house and, like, really, like, annoy her. And, like, I want to...
I'm fairly certain you will be
like,
killed.
really dumb questions. Like, Matt Smith? And she'll be like, no, this is David Tennant.
I would hit you with a car.
Wow.
You don't fuck around with the Doctor.
Well, I might learn things. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. I remember when I, like, first heard about it, like, or when I first, like, started doing research on Doctor Who, because why it was such a big fucking deal. I could never, like, remember the difference between Matt Smith and David Tennant for some reason. I have no idea. I think because they, like, kind of have the same hair or something.
Not really.
In some pictures I've seen them kind of, like, have...
I mean, they both kind of have, like, really sticky uppy hair, I guess.
I'm like,
But,
oh, okay,
yeah.
Matt Smith is the one with, like, the nice cheekbones, right?
Isn't he the one that looks like more like a girl?
He's the current Doctor,
Okay,
so...
yeah, he's the one with the nice cheekbones.
Okay.
That's what you
David
noticed.
Tennant is,
Adorable.
the guy
He
from
is, like,
Potter, yeah.
adorableness incarnated
Yeah.
into human.
He's
He's
like a
actually
guy,
kind of
probably.
adorable. Like, he's kind of cute. I actually
He's like, I can't even deal with how adorable he is.
I took
Someone's got feels.
I have so many
I think
feels.
the BBC released, like, an official Doctor Who personality test to see which Doctor you were.
Nice.
I was like, the 9th one, and I'm like, is that a good thing? My friend's like, yeah, that's Christopher Eccleston from the Thor movie. And I'm like, oh, okay.
He's an angrier Doctor. I
Yeah,
would say.
seems pretty cool.
I mean, I've seen, like, part of one of the first Doctor episodes. I haven't watched any classic Who, really, at this point. So, my knowledge is pretty much strictly 9, 10, and 11.
Uh-huh.
So I would say that he's the darker Doctor of the 11.
Actually,
but then
the most Doctor Who related thing I've done today is the Google Doodle today is a Doctor Who game.
Yeah, I
It's
saw
really
that.
cute. Like, I played the whole thing, and it's really addictive, actually. It's really nice.
Those things are addictive.
It's like,
The
just
stuff
click on
that's
where you want to
Google.
go. You have to avoid the Daleks and get, like, a letter of the word Google. Like, you have to collect the letters to the word Google and get back to your little TARDIS thing. And, yeah, go check out the Google Doodle today. It's really cool. Or, I'm sure somebody's going to, like, save it or something. I don't know.
probably.
Because this will probably come out on Monday or something, so it won't be today anymore. But you've probably played it. It's really cool. So what else has been my entertainment. I got unnecessarily angry because my Entertainment Weekly from last week had 50 Shades of Grey on the cover, and I'm like, no.
Oh, God.
Like, no. Please, no.
Just no.
I was just like, no. I could list off the reason. I could write an essay on why no. I really could.
I'm not sure which one is worse, Twilight or 50 Shades.
50 Shades is, like, way worse. Because
I guess on top of the whole, like, being you should being in an abusive relationship is totally sexy. I mean, when your man is constantly trying to control you, awesome,
Yeah.
right?
there's the
And then
difference.
it has the added bonus of, like, stereotyping S&M really badly.
There's
Like, obviously if you're into S&M, then you're fucked up.
Yeah, really. And, like, I
can't
literally could write an essay. I wish I was, like, still in school, and I could write an essay on why no.
Greer, you can still do that.
I would love to.
That's called a blog.
I would love to write. Well, I mean, most people already have written, like, entire essays.
Yeah.
And I don't think I would have, like, the most... I haven't read the entire book. I've read snippets of the book. Little pages, like, certain pages, and I'm like, oh, no. Oh, no. This is not good. And it's not even that I have anything against the S&M community. It's that that's not the way that stuff works at all.
Yeah, that's just an awful portrait of the S&M community.
Like 20-year-old stereotypes.
Yep.
About that community. Because it obviously was written by someone who didn't know, like, shit about it. And, you know, it was originally a fan fiction, so, yeah, it most definitely 99% sure was.
It probably is. Yeah, wasn't it originally a Twilight?
It was a
fanfic?
Twilight fanfic.
Wow.
Exactly.
Just let that sink in for a while.
Yeah, let's just, yeah.
I never read it either. The only contact I've had with it was like when I went to Kineticon that I mentioned earlier, and Doug Walker was there, and he they read the 50 Shades of Grey in funny voices.
Uh-huh.
That's about as close as I got to it. I got to hear him read it, like a couple paragraphs of like Judy Herman and Mickey Mouse. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
But.
I mean, like, I'm going to, like, go to, like, different copies of 50 Shades of Grey in a library and just stick a little note in it. And the note will say, put this book down right now. There is better smut on the internet. Just go on the internet, for God's sakes, and find better smut. You know. There really is. I'm not even lying about that.
No, you're
not even a joke.
There's a wide array of porn on the internet for everybody.
I know, way better porn.
And way worse.
If you want to read porn, then yeah, that's where you want to go.
That's funny.
Hunger Games came out. Gonna go see it tomorrow.
I haven't even seen the first one all the way through.
Oh my god, it's
I haven't seen any of it.
books are lovely. Go read the books.
My I heard the first one was good, and then the second one kind of just evolved. The second and third ones kind of just evolved into the whole love triangle thingy. So it's kind of like, maybe not.
Well, the third one had more of a look at the government that the universe is run by, stuff like that. Because you had that thing where they had to go into the Capitol and sneak around, and I thought that was really cool.
I'm gonna have to find something to read because
people don't like the third one for some reason, and I don't even know why. I
haven't read any of them.
A lot of people, I think, and me and my friend kind of, just guessed this, but I think it's because in the end, spoiler alert, Katniss doesn't end up with Gale. She ends up with Peeta. And I'm like, well, by the end of it, spoiler alert again, Gale had kind of turned into a butthole. So, yeah.
Is that a technical term?
Yeah, it really is. I mean, because he had grown so corrupted,
I have no idea which one's which, though.
I don't know what any of this means.
Peeta's the nice guy. Gale is Liam Hemsworth.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought so.
Peeta is the bread guy.
Or the animal
that bread thing, and I was like, I don't get it, because I only saw parts of it because my sister was watching it, and I walked in her room, and I'd missed that part, and I'm like, the fuck?
I'm the only one who cares about the Hunger Games, I guess.
I'm half tempted to read it, but I don't know.
I keep telling Fran to read the books because she watched the first movie and she really, really liked it. So I told her, I said, well, read the books.
I gotta figure out something to read because I'm reading A Dance with Dragons, and once I finish that, there's gonna be a period of deep sadness that I finished all the books, and then I gotta figure out what else to read.
And you have to figure out what you're gonna do until the next books come out.
What are you gonna do with your life?
It took him years to write. It took him years to write Dance of Dragons. So
it's huge.
Yeah. So
wow.
He's like
1,000 pages.
He's like, I'm not even halfway done with this one, and I'm like, oh god.
Personally, I know a lot of people are just like, finish the fucking book, but I'm like, I'd rather he takes his time and makes it the way he wants it to be. I'd rather have a better book than have him rush through it because people are like, oh no, what if the show catches up? And I'm just kind of like, yeah, fuck the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
the show's good, but it's nowhere near as good as the books. So.
Well, I mean, they're wondering what they're gonna do about the show because,
from what I understand, he's told HBO, whoever's doing the show at HBO, that basically, I guess he's told them the main plot elements and what happens at the end, but it's in case he dies before he can finish the book.
Oh my god, that's so morbid. I don't want to think about that.
So, yeah. So I guess HBO knows what's supposed to happen.
Oh my god. Somebody knows how it's gonna end.
You must find them.
Unless, of course, he changes it before he writes the last. There should supposedly only be 2 more, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
I think so. I think that's what he said. So, yeah, I haven't even finished the first one yet because I'm so, knee-deep. I'm trying to finish a fucking book that I've had at the library for, 3 months now. Because I went through a period where I didn't read a whole lot. So I'm like, oh, so now I'm back into reading again. So I'm trying to finish up George Takei's autobiography. And then I'm trying to,
No, I have a stack of books I haven't finished yet either. We cleaned out my basement a while ago for, spring cleaning. And it's just my parents had all these books from when they were younger or when they went to school, and they just never read them anymore. So I have a bunch of books that I took from them, this one French book and then Lord of the Flies and sort of classic stories.
Yeah.
So, I just have a habit of buying more books despite the fact that I have a massive amount of books I haven't read
tons
yet.
of books that I own, but I keep checking out more from the library. So
I just read all of the books.
Yeah. I'm going to finish this one that I have that I've rented from the library, and then I'm going to take it back and not read anymore until I finish the ones that I have own. But
sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, but I'm rereading Lolita with the audiobook that Jeremy Irons does. So I mean technically
that sounds kind of creepy.
Technically I'm reading another book on top, but it's the audiobook, so I can just, like, follow along while I'm sitting here on the computer. So, and it's really, like, it's so relaxing. Jeremy Irons has such a relaxing voice.
Nothing more relaxing than a book about a pedophile.
Oh my god, but it's still a classic. It's Lolita, like, I made a Facebook status saying, like, it's so hard to explain Lolita to someone without it sounding completely terrible. Even though it is a classic, and I mean,
Well, I guess, I don't know, some classics are hard to explain, and maybe that's what makes them classics. Like I said, I have Lord of the Flies, and I sort of know what that's about, but describing that would probably be really hard.
I mean, the minute you say it's a book about an older man that marries a woman, but ends up falling in love with her 12-year-old, 13-year-old daughter, like, people just walk away.
Awkward.
Yeah, it's not, but it's still a lovely book.
I haven't read it, but I'm sure it is a good book. Like, I know about it, but I haven't read it either, or seen the movie.
Yeah, the movie, watch the one, with Jeremy Irons in it. It's really good.
Oh, he's in the movie?
Yeah, he's in the film. The one, I think it was made in 1996.
Oh, cool.
And there's one that was made in, like, the 60s. It's in black and white, but it was directed by Kubrick, so.
Yeah.
Like, that one's good, but the one with Jeremy Irons is just so good. Anything else about Thor you guys want to get out before we have to go?
I liked that Chris O'Dowd was randomly in there.
Loki should just be nude for no reason.
Yeah, and
that's all I have
more
to
shirtless
say.
scenes in the next one. That would be...
No, just nude.
Just nudes.
Yeah, just because.
Only Thor is R-rated.
Why would he be...
I don't care!
Come up with a situation where he would be naked.
Well, for the same reason that Thor had his shirt off. He's, like, coming out of the shower or something, or whatever. Bathing. It's like the same thing they did in the movie. Thor was just like, oh, let me take off my shirt and clean myself.
Yeah.
Look at my abs. Like, go to the window.
God, that was that just blew me away.
I know.
Can I just...
I just love my boyfriend doing
Let me reiterate how that scene is, like, just high definition, wet, close-up, like, of his abs. And then the camera pans up to his nipples and then to his face. And it's like, this is so useless. And then he starts walking toward the window, and you just see and then he walks away from the table, and you see that he has pants on, and you're like, damn it. Fuck.
Kids in the theater.
I know. I just wanted to see butt. That's all I wanted to see. Because his butt, to be fair, Rush, he's naked in Rush, which I saw a little gif of. I didn't get to see the movie, but I really want to. But he has a scene where he's having sex with some chick, but his butt's, like, a little flabby, only because I think he had to lose, like, tons of muscle mass and lots of weight for that movie, so his ass is, like, not in its full potential. Like, I know it can be, so...
I remember watching The Kids Are All Right with Mark Ruffalo, and there was scenes with him having sex, and they showed his butt, and I was like, damn!
His butt is in that movie. It's really great.
And I approve, it's very nice.
Yeah, he's naked a lot of that movie.
You're like, I know how his butt can be at full potential.
I know that his butt is full potential, what I saw from Rush. It was just not even, like, a whole lot of flabby, like, I'm sure there are guys who would, like, kill to have his butt in that movie, but, I mean, it was just, like, because he had to lose so much weight, so I guess there was just, like, skin, you know, so...
No, like, I just see you being like, you have to reach your full butt potential.
Oh my god.
So, it's awesome.
He gets nominated for Academy Award for that movie. I heard it was good, and he was really good in it. And I'm like, oh, all you need is an Academy Award. And then people might take you seriously as an actor and don't just see you as Thor. I really want that for him. He's, like, my favorite actor right now. What?
What?
What did you say?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay, I thought you were saying something.
I was laughing.
Oh, okay. My headphones keep going out because the cord is fucked up, so... It sucks.
Yeah, my computer's weird for my headphones, too.
It's just my headphones are, like, completely broken. Oh my god.
They can't handle all those talking about Thor's ass.
No, I don't know. They just fell the fuck apart. I need new earbuds. I have to go to Walmart sometime in the next, like, 2 or 3 weeks and go get some cheap-ass earbuds so I can actually do this fucking thing. Because I can't have it with my speakers because there would be echo, and I don't want that, and that makes everything harder for me.
It makes the sound more ominous and cool.
No, kinda.
Thor's ass! As an echo. That'd be awesome.
So I'm gonna let you go, Heather, because you have to go get ready for your Doctor Who shenanigans.
Mentally prepared.
I have to go with my friend and annoy her about her Doctor Who shenanigans.
Go get tea and go check out your TARDIS or whatever you crazy kids do.
Whatever you crazy kids do. Today's your day, have it.
Yeah. I know all of Facebook's just like, Doctor Who coming up, woohoo!
Yeah, everyone's like having parties and shit, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, my friend Josh said he was actually having a Doctor Who party, and I'm like, are you serious?
That's
He's like,
awesome.
well, it's just me and my friends making food and watching it. So I'm like, well, at least you're honest.
Yeah. I mean, I'd love to go to a party, but I wouldn't know anything that's going on. I'd love to go to a nerdy party, but I don't know what's going on.
Well, you can have nerdy parties with other things.
Yeah.
There's lots of other nerdy things to party
Oh
with.
yeah. I plan to try
Have a
to
party.
I plan to try to have some way to have Game of Thrones parties. Game of Thrones get-togethers that I hear happen.
You've been watching South Park?
Yeah.
They've been like,
Fran told me they did a little Game of Thrones they did like Game of Thrones-esque dialogue.
yeah, the last 2 episodes have just been like huge
Yeah.
Game of Thrones parodies, and I don't even watch the show, and even I can tell, you know? It's just,
The last one made me really happy because it was just full of console wars and Game of Thrones.
that's what they are.
Yeah.
That's what they are. And there might be another one, I don't know. But they're pretty funny.
Yeah, let's end.
As we end on one nerd topic, we leave you, our listeners, to go on to another nerd topic. Even as a non-Whovian, I say enjoy yourself.
Well, this will come out not on today, so
I know.
go watch it again. I guess. I don't know. We'll be back next week to talk about more shit.
Hooray!
You put it so eloquently.
We got the Thor talk out. Now we could talk about other things next week. Hopefully, Fran will be back.
Yay!
I miss her.
I don't know if I'll be around. I'm
Life
gonna be
is
working
empty
a lot.
without her.
Aww.
Yeah, there's a very British gap.
There is.
We'll try to be back next week. We gotta get back in a routine for the holidays.
Yeah.
There's no one I'd rather spend the holidays with than you guys.
No.
We love you too, Greer.
Actually, when's Thanksgiving?
Next week.
Thursday? Happy Thanksgiving, everybody! We won't be around for Thanksgiving, but...
Happy Hanukkah, because it's the day before.
Oh, Hanukkah starts?
Yes.
Sunday.
It's freakishly early this year.
Happy Day to the Jews!
Thanks. Day of the Jews. It sounds like a zombie movie.
Save the day, Day of the Jews. Hashtag save the day.
Oh my god.
Goodbye, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy holidays. Bye.
Eat.